Hello, folks, and welcome to Monsters and Memories, the open beta playtest. Or the closed beta playtest. It's a playtest for the beta. That's all I remember. I downloaded this yesterday, I've had it open since yesterday. And I'm gonna get into it now. This is the playtest in March, at the end of March. Probably not gonna come out till long after it's over, but Jesus. I'm dying. Medic! So, let's have a look here. There we go. Now it's full screen. I like the music. So let's give it a shot. They only have US servers right now. Hopefully, they're good. So, Monsters and For a certain moment, it looked like, reminded me of a certain actress. There's a bad picture of her floating around. But, Monsters and Memories. It is a EverQuest style sort of game, from what I've heard. Like, it's kind of like Project Gorgon. It's a game designed off of, well, a game inspired by older MMOs. Like that was influenced by Asheron's Call and whatnot. This was meant to be inspired off of like EverQuest and stuff, though apparently they've been borrowing a lot from WoW in some recent like abilities and whatnot. I was reading about it last year, back in 2025, and they were like borrowing some moves from WoW and whatnot. Paladin. I want to give them a try. I don't know how up my alley they'll be though. My god. Stunty indeed. Ah, that's cute. So humans get access to every class. So yeah, I'm thinking Paladin. Though I think there meant to be a tank dedicated class. Apparently, Paladins have a tank and healing ability, though some people are saying they have difficulties getting groups because they're just seen as only tanks. So I'll probably not play Paladin then. I like Pallies, but yeah. Yeah, DPS, someone saying flatly DPS is not a viable role for Paladin. Maybe a max level with, you know, great stuff, yeah, but not what leveling. Apparently there's a melee damage cap until 20. So yeah, it's kind of taking from EverQuest in that way. Pallies weren't great over there. I have actually done a recording of EverQuest, though as of time recording it's not out and won't be for a long while. I stuck it at the end of my MMO list. And I have to get through what remains of my old school RuneScape stuff, my FF14 stuff, my Evo 9 stuff, I think? Or is that already out? I can't remember. I have a ton of Guild Wars 2 footage as well. So I have to get the Project Gorgon stuff out too, but I think that's in my... What backlog did I put that in? I did put it in one, right? I say to myself. I may have stuck that... I must have stuck that in my MMO backlog. So yeah, that's there too. So yeah, you'll see EverQuest on the channel eventually. It was pain. In EverQuest, there's no abilities. As a melee character, you have auto attack. That is all. There's no, like, you know, in WoW, as a warrior, you could do Mortal Strike and, you know, execute, and none of that exists. You have auto attack. Have fun. Oh, it's hell. So Shadow Knight is a Dark Knight kind of character. High damage melee DPS with potent self healing, and they are I believe they're a mix with Necromancer, so they get minions too. Or maybe I'm thinking of EverQuest though. Let's see the other models. Hmm. What ho? Jolly good. Lexington. I know, I'm imagining a top hat and monocle now. We'll go with this. So there are stats here, and we can allocate 10. Ooh, I have no idea about anything about these. We'll go with Brawny. Start with a trainee scimitar instead of your default starter weapon. Seeing this is just give me a flashback to like RuneScape. Just like seeing this stack of like 100 arrows or you know whatnot. We'll go with Swordsman because it fits Shadow Knight. I would imagine. Your endurance is increased by 25%, but you consume food 25% faster. Okay, this is the one without any malice. Your carpentry, blacksmithing, jewel crafting, leatherworking, pottery, and tailoring skills increase 5% faster. Ooh, and you can start with it then. Alcohol tolerance. It's reminded me of Project Gorgon. We'll start with this. Do git. Yeah, folks. I kind of botched my words here. I think I got the order of events slightly wrong. Things have gotten kind of murky. A lot's been going on as of late. But see the little doggy head there? Reminded me of Pip's. Pip's looks different, but she had around the same, like, face. You know? That's a terrier, right? Well, Pip's was a terrier mixed with something else. Mum was thinking Palm, but we aren't sure. But she was a sweet lass. But after Lily went, she started going downhill. We discovered she had pancreatitis. We started trying to help her with that. She had some fits of screaming. Like, we aren't sure what it was. The vets thought it was arthritic pain. They thought it was, like, tissue damage. Then thought it was tumor growths pressing on nerves. She was covered in tumors. She had a big lump on her chest, and then she had one growing off her head, but we were able to get her surgically removed. We had to get it removed as she was pulling chunks of it off and eating it. We'd stop her when we could, but we weren't sitting under her the whole time, you know? So, yeah, it had to be removed. We got lucky and she was fine. She was an old girl, it was a risk, but she was fine. But yeah, down the line after Lily went, she developed pancreatitis. She started a screaming condition, and right as she's starting to do better from those, she starts losing weight again rapidly, and she seemed to be having some breathing problems. There was this weird rasp on her chest, and there's like a flitter to her breathing, and she just went off her food again. She loved her Wexford spuds, and now she wouldn't look at them. She would eat other stuff she wasn't really meant to. We, the day before she went, we ended up getting takeout, and she had some of that. We try and give them a send-off meal, you know? Just something nice for them, you know? It's for us and it's for them, you know? Like, not necessarily that we have something with them, but we might, but we feel a bit better about it, you know? Like when Lily went, we gave her a chocolate bar and a bourbon biscuit and an ice cream cone. We got a big one, so it was a bit big. So I had some, Mum had some, and then the Westie had a bit. She was tired afterwards. She was about ready to collapse after it. We didn't give her too much, but she was tired after it all. But yeah, I think when I recorded this initially, it was only a few days after Pippa went. So yeah. Actually, I think it could have been the day goddamn before. So, yeah. Just seeing the little head reminded me. It's a cute doggy. Anyway, I'll leave past me take over. So yeah, Pippa didn't have a good run there. Started with the pancreatitis, leading into some anomalous screaming issue. It would tear at your heart. And when she finally gets over that, her weight starts sinking again, and she stops eating. And then has this weird, like, breathing issue. The vet noticed a fluttering in her sides, her breathing, and there was a weird, like, rasp and wheeze when she would lie down sometimes. No idea what it was exactly, but yeah. She just wasn't good towards the end. If it wasn't one thing wrong with her, it was another. But she was GA shy of 19. So she was 18 something, you know? 18 in so many months. she lived a damn good age for a dye mixture. Like, Lily was a Westie, purebred. Jessie was a lab setter. Marley was a lab. Pippa, we don't know. She was a terrier mixed with something, but I don't know what. But anyway, let's go back to Monsters and Memories, yeah? Doggo here is just making me think of her. The face. Yeah. She was a small little dog. She was a terrier, but she was a dolly mixture. Mum was thinking maybe Pom going by the tail, but we never got a DNA test done. Did on Marley. He was a purebred lab. Or no, it wasn't Marley. That was Ali, I think it was. Or maybe he came with one. Maybe it was probably more like he came with one. We had a dog for a little bit, Ali. He was a rescue, but he ended up going for Jessie. She went to go out the back door, but decided against it to come back in. He thought that was her going for him, so he went for her first, because tons of other dogs have done so. And he got her with his eye tooth just above her eye. He was a good lad, but he had his baggage. So, yeah, we couldn't keep him. We brought him back to the rescue. Didn't know about that baggage before we got him. So. He was very big for a Roddy. He's tall enough. He had to bend down to rest his head on Mum's head, and presumably mine as well. So he was a big lad, and he was pure Roddy. Didn't even have his tail docked, too. So yeah, Pips is gone. She's a good little girl. If you want to see pics of her, there's one in an episode of Season Discovery marked Pippa and Nero picture, or Nero and Pippa picture. There's also, if you search on my Twitter account, you'll find some pics of her in there from over the years. Triminax is the bitter and cunning deity of disease and pestilence. She lingers in the shadow divinity, seething over the scraps of fate that remain to her. From a realm of Verilet, she weaves dark schemes to reclaim power and force a resurrection upon Hethamer. Followers of Triminax include cultists, necromancers, outcasts, and those who thrive in squalor. Sorfal is the deity of art, craftsmanship, song. He lights the way for creators, guiding their hearts and hands to bring beauty and purpose to Hethamer. His inspiration drives the pursuit of skill, passion, and was art of creation. Followers of Sorfal often include artisans, bards, painters, poets, and sculptors. Rel, the goddess of fertility. Rel is the deity of life, healing, and birth. She guides the faithful through the dangers of life's journey, safeguarding the living and vanquishing despair. We're called to her service through acts of steadfast resolve and the unyielding defense of life's sanctity. Followers often include druids, healers, herbalists, and midwives. The Matwar. Matwar is the deity of funerals, the passage of souls, and salvation. He's a mysterious and misunderstood god. Some believe he is but a collection of souls himself, guiding others on their journey to the afterlife. As such, he's seen as connected to life as he is to death. Followers of Matwar often include the elderly, gravediggers, morticians, and some necromancers. Krevia, the goddess of harvests. Krevia is the deity of agriculture, bees, bounty, and mercy. She bestowed the first knowledge of agriculture upon the intelligent races of Etur, so they might thrive through nature's blessings and enjoy bountiful harvests. Followers of Krevia often include farmers, gardeners, halflings, and settlement-dwelling druids. Haradrel, the god of war. Haradrel is the deity of martial prowess, strategy, and tactics. All great plans are by his design. His grand strategy to maintain the balance of order across Eth-Ur is perpetually unfolding. We are delivered to his side through valor, vigilance, and the violence of action. The followers of Haradrel often include sailors, strategists, tacticians, and those who embrace the call to arms. El Tindra, the goddess of travelers. El Tindra is the deity of discovery, exploration, and wanderlust. She presides over those who embrace their curiosity and courage to venture boldly across all the lands of Etur. As her pilgrims, we gallantly tread the path she set before us. Followers of El Tindra often include rangers, nomad scouts, and those driven by the spirit of adventure. Neither accept nor reject the existence of deities. We'll go with Matt's War. Feels appropriate for a Shadow Knight. Blexington. I'm happy with this. Oh, yes, I never spent these. There's no clarification on what does what, so I would appreciate a hover over or some form of explanation for what does what. Just going by my initial stats, I think that's a good use. Like, presumably 16 seems to be the baseline. So what's above 16 seems to be a good idea to raise. So yeah, I'll raise strength, stamina, and intelligence. As a Shadow Knight, I'll probably get some degree of spells, so an int is probably a good idea. Jewel of the West. Okay. Ooh, there's a new player guide. I don't know how to get off this screen. Or am I actually in the world now? How do I leave? Like, log out. Yeah, that does nothing. Hmm. I Don't know what I'm meant to do. Apparently there's an update there. Enter. Corruption that bubbles up from the depths of Ur is weaved to date back to the planet's origins. I'm gonna stop in a bit and get a drink. I'm not too long done dinner. Chilly for those curious. Ah, yes, I'll just open Brave. Hmm. There we go, I can see a bit better now. Not really having any sense of direction here. Okay, that's not the most helpful. Kun's Corner. Hmm. You've been summoned to the Concourse of Souls. Show this note to Exodus Death Whisper wants to begin your training. Go on courses carved into the mountainside of an Acropolis. Accessible through Sage Side. Simply head north before you enter Salt Breeze Park. From Daring, take the shortcut through the old cemetery outside the Blackfeather Bazaar. May speak with a guard if you get lost, however, exercise caution. Some do not agree with our practices. Try not to die. Enough undead in the desert already. Okay, south. Do I have a compass? Ooh, I didn't see those in the bottom right. I had a little fan in the way. Oh, Necropolis. Here it is. It's kind of interesting to have to like target an NPC and type at them. That's an interesting idea. I'm not too sure on it, but eh. Hmm. This is early days for the game. Pre-early access, during the beta. They do these playtests every once in a while. Well, generous on fall damage. So if you want to get in on this, you can just, sign up on the website. They'll send you an email when they're doing it. They do them once every few months. So the last one they did was in December. But they'll be doing the early access soon, as far as I know. I'm not quite taken by it so far. It seems interesting, but it's just not grabbing me on an aesthetics level. Ooh, that's harsh. They make a good point. Like, you know, if you need this to actually continue the game. But I'm not saying what they said is harsh, but the game is harsh. If you lose this note, you actually can't continue. If you drop it or destroy it, just make a new character, you're fucked. That's harsh. Okay, does not respond. I mean, see, this is a scimitar. The scimitars I'm used to are the RuneScape ones, which start carving out immediately, not halfway down the blade. Kind of makes me think more of the shottle that I remember seeing in um, Dark Souls. have to be very careful with Q. It's the auto attack button. And you can auto attack NPCs. Welcome to the Concourse of Souls. Are you perchance a believer? You say yes. Then you shall serve, Acolyte. Need your assistance with an investigation. One of our new apprentices has gone missing. But his undead servant was seen wandering near the excavation site, just outside the western gate. To find and destroy it. Bring back any evidence you discover. And if you think I mean your tongue, I'll be happy to oblige. Eh. Trainee's candle. Huh. Witcher Said, are you here to slay me? Witcher Said chuckles. No, I suppose not. You appear pure enough. Witcher Said, I purged the unnatural from this realm. These days it feels like monsters. There are monsters on every corner of Night Harbor. Ooh, here we go. Ooh. Aura of vampirism. Okay, corpse. Kind of do miss the days in WoW where you bought spells to when you leveled up. There's a charm to it. It's like it's what I grew up with, so I'm more than happy to keep doing that. It's certainly nice not to have to do it. It's what I'm used to. Hail, Buckmar Gorstag. It's extremely important my work not be disturbed. What is it? Sorry. Never know what to respond to. Oh, I ate a bread roll. Here you are. Not an easy guy to find. Reacts amicably towards you. Huh. Exodus Death Whisper examines the note for a moment with an intense expression. Glowing sigils appear on the piece of parchment, then quickly fade. Nods to himself, seemingly in approval. Welcome. We are looking to expand our ranks, but expect to be vetted. You need to prove value beyond your ability to survive in the desert and deliver notes. Your loyalty will be tested. There's far more to Night Harbor than what shows in her surface. See in due time, and we'll learn the durability of your resolve. Take your note to Brazek downstairs in the sleeping quarters and get you started. Ooh, you'll train me in things. Brazek tucks the note into his belt. Our people could see you coming from leagues away. You're more knight than shadow friend, and if I'm honest, don't look like much of a knight either. At least you arrived. I guess that counts for something. So get straight to business. I want to see how you operate. Brazek shoves a chalky-looking black bag and rolled-up scroll into your hands. Fill the bag with shattered femurs from the bone piles you've seen stumbling around the desert. Shattered femurs, make sure you weaken them first. As for the scroll, deliver it to a gentleman by the name of Noel Clares, and bring back whatever he has for you. Food won't be particularly appreciative of the delivery, though. I want to give it to him private, if you get my meaning. Smart to ask. Guard Clare should be off duty when you approach him. He's known to frequent the bars around the city, so if you've trouble finding him, try ask a bartender. When you do find him, persist until you get what he asks for, with or without the scroll. I do like that idea. I do like the tech. Jesus. I am losing. We'll just follow this quest. Ooh, you have to get your corpse back. Certainly feels faster to jump. Does drain stamina. Spell Emporium. Gnome, a goblin named Giant. I wonder how close graphically this is to how they want the game to look. Like is it gonna get much of a touch up between now and release? Or is this the aesthetic down? Jeez. Doesn't tell me how much it carries. That was a misclick. Whoops. Okay, yeah, I'm dead. The East Tim freebooters, a group of researchers who fled East Tim in search of wealth and opportunity, recently uncovered a walled-up tomb near Night Harbor. Okay, there's all my items back. Ooh. Welcome to Clint's Corner. At least it will be once my big friend and I have a chance to settle into the city. I'm actually gonna... Okay. I'm gonna AFK for a bit. BRB. Hey folks, and I've returned. You know that trailer for ESO? With the knight in it? It's a badass trailer. I love the version of it that they put to the song. Um, you know, the love song, whatever it's called. The charismatic governor, Yusail Hakim, leads Night Harbor as the impartial facilitator of the Twilight Accord. Um, One Day Love Will Find You, or whatever it is. That song goes great with it. And honestly, so much romance music makes great fighting music. Imagine two people locked in a duel to that song Sway. King of Cool? Who was that? Not Steve McQueen. Dean Martin. Dean Martin. Um, Dean Martin Sway. Imagine two people locked in a duel to that music. You know, truly romance and violence are two sides of the same coin. Hmm. Cooking trainer. Hail to you, brave soul. We, the magnificent few, live the hardcore life. It's a life filled with trial and tribulation, not for the faint of heart. Welcome to join us. Be warned, you'll forgo all your worldly possessions, confiscate your coin, your goods, even the clothes off your back. If that doesn't deter you from achieving magnificence, then say I want to be hardcore. Be clear about it so that your soul may commit. Be reborn and walk the hardcore path. Hail, friend. Do you know of the way? Piss off, you Ugandan knuckles. That's yours out of date. It's what we paupers call a life free from the pressures and corruptions of others. We seek the purity of the soul. All our accomplishments are ours and ours alone. You're free to join us in the way, but no, we must forsake that. I want to be self-found. Hail, big cock. There's no way. Well, they could have really be just. He's big and he's a cook. But I can't read it as anything else but big cock. Hmm. You're not currently carrying any sale notices. The bars are in the city. Maybe here doesn't work. Alright. Let's wander around, see if I can't find a tavern elsewhere. Auditor. Hmm. Imagine being the people here. Just random guy with his scimitar wanders in. Hail so and so, hail so and so, and then just runs off. Could you come over here? Nice night for a stroll. Hey, now give me your valuables quickly. See that you ready to strike. You'd likely be defeated in combat. In battle. Changing of the guild. He was the first recruit when I stood to watch. Cody often crossed near the western gate with his recruiting pals. My skill in defense has reached 1. Hungry straight again, apparently. But yeah, that failed. It's the one issue with, trying, like, it's the one issue with having the communication system in the game be as it is. If the NPC just does not acknowledge you saying anything, you don't get to deal with them. Writing supplies. Suspicious salesman. Introductions to a lot of things. Wagoneering? Okay. I didn't hit Q though. Something else must be the button for that, so as well. That's gonna kill me a lot. For that alone, I don't see me getting into this game. Okay, so I have to go down towards the Conquest of Souls. Well, I remember the branching point. Go the other way. So I'm gonna have to run all the way back up to him to get directions, but sure. Yeah, this is not quite doing it for me, folks. But this is early days on the game. It may be different by the time it comes out. But, yeah. So far, no dice. Excuse me. An off-duty guard. Okay. Nixon's back. I'm gonna choose to assume they're not talking about themselves, but just literally, former President Nixon has resurrected. Did he get one term or two? He may be running again as a zombie. Smell Emporium. I'm rather tired, but I want to play a bit more. I hailed them, but no dice.